Hi guys, it's Mike here from KS Bushcraft Down Under. Today I thought I'd chat to you about DC and solar, charges for your deep cycle battery. Now, if you understand something, it can go a long way. Now, yesterday I had a guy bring a car in, most upset. He spent $10,000 on an electrical system, and it wasn't cutting the mustard. Now, there was nothing wrong with any of the components. He just didn't understand what it was capable of. So my unit's down here, difficult for you guys to see. Now, it is capable of generating about 330 watts they rated at, which is a confusing thing, because most people understand amps in, amp hours out, but they rated it watts, which is easy enough to work out, and it's done that way because of the various voltages that's supplying different types of batteries. So my entire electrical system for the fridge, the UHF radio, is all connected to that secondary battery. Now that battery has a capacity of 85 amp hours. So understand that it can supply 1 amp an hour for 85 hours, but it will dramatically reduce its lifespan. So really, if you discharge it to about 50%, you get a good long life out of them. And lower than that, not so much. So your load, you need to understand what you expect out of the battery, and then you can work out what you need to put into the battery. So as a general rule, camp fridge for me will pull about 32 amp hours every 24 hours, and that's in like 30 degrees during the day, 15 at night. Now if you crank it up to a freezer, it can easily pull 55 amps. So I don't have enough for 24 hours on that deep cycle, but I generally just run a fridge. So 35, yeah, it's not bad, yeah. So I haven't quite got 2 days, but I do have the solar. But what I'm talking about today is the DC solar input. So 330 watts, close enough to 25 amps. But, and this is where he ran into problems, he had a fridge and a freezer. Now my fridge at full tilt will pull 7 amps. So that 25 amps that's going in here is reduced by the 7 amps hitting the fridge. So in hot weather, if that fridge is running, and we'll call my UHF radio and the micro USBs, we'll add them all together and we'll call them an amp. So we'll call it 8 amps. So now suddenly I've got 17 amps going in. Now he had a fridge and a freezer, so it could have easily been 16 amps reducing from his charger. So he had effectively more than halved the available to recharge the battery. So if you've got 17 amps going in, and you've been running that fridge freezer overnight, so you've pulled out nearly 60 amps. So that's 17 amps in the first hour, that increases the load up to 34, 51, then 68. So basically 4 hours engine time to replace 24 hours as a car freezer. So all this stuff is good to know, because he certainly didn't understand that. And I mean, he presented me with a vehicle that there was nothing wrong with it, and it wasn't until then he threw it at the last minute that when he plugs the caravan is the drama. Well, the drama was there's another fridge freezer in the caravan. So basically he was consuming the entire volume of the output of his DC solar charge. So anyway guys, short one today, but it's good to understand your ins and your outs of 12 volt DC. And otherwise you're going to have problems. And there's nothing wrong with the system, it's just you need to comprehend the time. So driving along, pulling over for the night, driving off the next day, no problems. But if you start camping for multiple days, you can't just turn the car on for 15 minutes and expect it to be recharged. It doesn't work that way. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Bye for now.